Tantata's family. NCDC issues alert on cholera, mpox, and diphtheria. Ekiti Tescom holds recruitment exam tomorrow. Details of these and other stories in a moment. I am Ayomide Surulere. President Bola Tinubu has arrived in Kano State, where he is to pay a condolence visit to the family of late businessman Aminu Dantata, who died in June. The plane carrying Tinubu taxis into the Aminu Kano International Airport in Kano ground around 3 in the afternoon today. It was received by an entourage, including officials of the Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf, government officials, among others. Recalled yesterday, the spokesman to Governor Abba Yusuf, Sanusi Bature, said the president would visit the northwest state to condole the Tantata's family and the people of Kano State over the death of the late philanthropist. Meanwhile, President Bola Tinubu today received Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Akwa Ibom State Governor Umo Ino at the presidential villa in Abuja. The meeting, which took place behind closed doors, and discussed ongoing consultations between the president and the state governors across the country. Ino, who is the All Progressives Congress leader in Akwa Ibom State, was accompanied by Akpabio, a former governor of the state, and 2 other politicians from the state to the meeting. Details of the discussion were not immediately disclosed as of the time of filing this report, but a visit is believed to center on strengthening collaboration between the federal government and Akwa Ibom State, as well as addressing issues of national interest. The federal government has issued an alert warning Nigerians of the outbreak of infectious diseases across the country. Issuing the warning today via its website, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention and CDC confirmed the widespread outbreak of cholera, dengue fever, mpox, and diphtheria and yellow fever. The public health agencies warned of serious public health risks if urgent actions was not taken, arguing that the ongoing outbreaks required immediate national attention. The Federal Ministry of Education has commended President Bola Tinubu for the renaming of the University of Maiduguri, Borno State, after former President Muhammadu Buhari. The Minister of Education, Olatunji Alausa, in a statement signed by the Director of Press and Public Relations, Boriowo Folashade, and posted on the ministry's ex-handle, said that the ministry was deeply honored by the decision to make it the channel through which the late president's legacy in human capital development and other areas would be permanently enshrined. The statement came amid mixed reactions from Nigerians over the name change of the 50-year-old university by Tinubu on Thursday. Of the Federal High Court Abuja, James Omontosho, has been urged to order the leader of Prescribed Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, to enter a defense in the alleged terrorism charge brought against him by the federal government. The counsel for the prosecution, Adegboyega Awomolo San, who made this request during today's proceedings, urged the court to reject the no-case submission made by the defense. He prayed the court to instead order him to explain why he engaged in alleged terrorist activities that promoted violence and destruction, including the alleged killing of not less than 170 security officials, while adopting the prosecution's address in opposition to the no-case submission made by Kanu. Awomolo said the prosecution has supplied sufficient of the offences charged to warrant the court to call on the defendants to enter a defense. Former Chief of Staff to the late ex-President Muhammadu Buhari, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, has narrated how members of the former President Kabal bypassed him to smuggle memos to the former president.
When I came as chief of staff to the president, he made a statement. Public, he said, all memos must go through the chief of staff before coming to him. By the way, even the vice president, to his credit, almost passes all his memos through me and several ministers. But there are people who still got their memos behind. And this was part of this complexity of the president too. He's the one who said it, and he never stopped them.
Away from politics now to security matter, the Plateau State government has faulted the failure of the soldiers of the Nigerian army to arrest the killers of 27 farmers in the Tahos community of the Riyom local government area of Plateau State on Monday. The state government blamed the military for the failure to arrest or neutralize any of the suspected killer herdsmen, despite establishing contact with them during the attack. The state's information commissioner, Joyce Ramnap, speaking with journalists in a television program today, said the checkpoint is barely 20 meters from where this incident happened.
Say that at that scene, the checkpoint is very close, barely 200 meters from where this incident happened. And that was why he was prompted to ask these questions. And of course, the response we got is that none was arrested and none was captured. None of those killers were even affected by all that has happened. And the people, again, were killed. And then the worst of it is that besides killing them, they go into the farms and then start destroying the crops that are growing in the farms. So this is why it is quite challenging for us as a people to be able to come to terms with what is really going on. And like the governor had said, yes, we have gallant army, we have gallant soldiers in the country. We also have them within Plateau State that are also making their effort to ensure that there is peace on the plateau. But of course, we still have the bad eggs among.
The commissioner further echoed the sentiment of Governor Caleb Motfang, who visited the community on Wednesday and described the perpetual killings of the people by bloodthirsty marauders as a genocide. For months, Plateau State in north-central Nigeria has been a signature of killings. The grisly killing of over 100 residents by bloodthirsty marauders who unleashed mayhem on communities in the Bokos and Basa local government areas of the state in April attracted national and global outrage. You're listening to News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, transmitting live from Olojudo's Palace in Ekiti. After the break, Ekiti Tescom holds recruitment exam tomorrow. Details of this and more in a moment. Please stay with us.
It is another refreshing time and the outpouring power of God as Christ Apostolic Church, Grace of Mercy Prayer Mountain, Adamimogo, Jesus City, presents Sure Mercy of David, a yearly fasting and prayer program where God is set to heal the sick, deliver the poor, set the captives free, and save the lost. Sure Mercy of David comes up in the month of August, every Friday to Sunday, each week in the month of August 2025, as God will be using his anointed servant, Prophet Sam Oluwalo Baba Adamimogo, and many other great anointed men of God. Many spiritual singers will be ministering in song as well. Venue, CAC, Grace of Mercy Prayer Mountain, Adamimogo, Jesus City, Ilamija Village, Lekki Epe Expressway, Lagos State. For one-on-one counseling with Prophet Sam Oluwalo, register at JesusCityRadio.com. Sure Mercy of David. Don't miss it.
Home in Ekiti State, the second stage of the ongoing exercise for the recruitment of teaching and non-teaching staff into public secondary schools in Ekiti State will hold tomorrow at the main campus of Ekiti State University at Ekiti. The Permanent Secretary, Ekiti State Teaching Service Commission, Mr. Michael Boluwade, who disclosed this in a press statement made available to newsmen in Ado Ekiti, indicated that the second stage of the recruitment process would involve a written examination for candidates seeking appointment into both teaching and non-teaching positions who missed the cut-off marks in their various subject areas during the computer-based test CBT held between 16th and 24th June this year. The Permanent Secretary reminded candidates taking part in the examination to bring along copies of their CBT result slips, colored printouts of their registration slips, and their pens to the examination center, with a warning that calculators, electronic devices, and phones would not be allowed in the examination halls. Some residents of Araromi and Jiro local government area of Ekiti State have opposed the attempts by the Attorney General of the state, Mr. Dayo Akpata's son, to take over the ongoing forgery forgery case against the monarch, Oba Babalola Adebomi. The monarch is facing trial at the Federal High Court in Ado-Ekiti on a 2-count charge of allegedly forging a University of Ibadan certificate and an NYC discharge certificate, which he allegedly represented to UTH Ado-Ekiti for employment in 2008. At Wednesday's court session before Justice Babs Kwewumi, a legal officer from the State Ministry of Justice, Mr. Sino Adeyemo, sought to take over the prosecution on the AG's instruction. However, police prosecutor Itunu Oshubu opposed the move, arguing the case is between the monarch and the federal government. Addressing journalists after the hearing, community members led by Gabriel Olushola Aino raised concerns about potential bias and urged the AG to allow the police to continue, citing confidence in the prosecution's neutrality and professionalism. The governor of Ondo State, Lucky Ayomide Surulere, said that any meaningful constitutional amendment must reflect the values, aspirations, and socio-economic realities of the people, particularly through the adoption of true federalism and a restructured revenue sharing formula. He made this assertion during the Southwest Center B public hearing of the House of Representatives Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution, as amended, held today at the International Center for Culture and Event, the Dome, Akure, the Ondo State capital. While welcoming delegates and stakeholders from Ekiti, Oshu, and across the southwest, Governor Ayomide Surulere commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his commitment to democratic reforms and lauded the House Committee led by Right Honorable Benjamin Okeze Kalu for bringing the Constitution Review exercise closer to the people.
Vatican has revealed that Pope Leo XIV emphasized the importance of protecting places of worship in a call today with Prime Minister Benjamin following Israel's deadly strike on Gaza's only Catholic church. It also said in a statement that the pontiff renewed his appeal for negotiations, a ceasefire, and the end of the war, while reiterating his concern for the dramatic humanitarian situation in the Palestinian territory. The Vatican said Netanyahu initiated the call in the morning today, the day after Israeli fire on the Holy Family Church in Gaza City killed 3 people and provoked international condemnation. Still on the foreign scene, the United Kingdom says it has sanctioned more than 20 Russian spies, hackers, and agencies over what is called a sustained campaign of malicious cyber activity to destabilize Europe. The Foreign Office said today it was sanctioning 3 units of the Russian military intelligence, GRU agency, and 18 of its officers. Those sanctioned include officers it said were involved in preparing the attack against Ukraine's Mariupol theater in the first months of the war in 2022, which killed hundreds of civilians taking shelter inside the building. It also sanctioned those it accused of involvement in targeting former Russia spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia, who were the victims of a nerve agent Novichok poisoning attack in 2018 in the UK. And that's all on the foreign news this evening. I am Oluwatimileyin Adeleye.
On entertainment, Eniola Badmos says Ricardo banks a powerhouse of talent. Let's join Adetinuyo Adebayo for details.
This is entertainment news. Veteran actress Eniola Badmos has expressed excitement for singer Ricardo Banks' concert scheduled to take place today in Abuja. The actress hailed the talented artist on Instagram, describing him as a powerhouse of talent, charisma, and stage magic, following his courtesy visit to her office. According to her, Abuja will be on lockdown during the concert, stressing Ricardo's ability to deliver electrifying performances and unforgettable experiences. Still on entertainment news, fast-rising artist Kumi has unveiled a surprise remix of his hit single, Arike, featuring multi-award-winning star Simi and international UK singer-songwriter Mabel. The remix brings a new level of emotional depth to the song, which originally captured listeners' hearts with its sensual and vulnerable perspective on romantic relationships. Simi brings a signature warmth and strength to the track, balancing softness with firmness, while Mabel's smooth and calm delivery adds a touch of London cool to the Lagos-inspired beats. And that's all on entertainment news. I am Adetinuyo Adebayo.
And on sports updates, Napoli sets deadline for Osimhen transfer. Mayowa Olashiri is our guide.
Welcome to Sports Updates. Napoli have given Galatasaray a deadline of next Monday to set out paperwork for Victor Osimhen deal, with reports claiming the Italian club is not going to wait for a long time to get the deal done. This led to a deadline of next week Monday to be set for the Turkish club. The Syria side believe it will be enough for Galatasaray to get all the necessary paperwork in order. Meanwhile, the Turkish champions are desperate to have Osimhen on a permanent basis after he spent last season on loan after the Super Eagles striker netted 37 goals and provided 8 assists in 41 appearances. Napoli have negotiated with Galatasaray for Osimhen's sale all summer, with Galatasaray, who have seen at least